Sometimes fear doesn't roar. Sometimes it whispers. It hides in shadows, borrows shapes, and waits in silence. But what if you could see it clearly? What if you could walk toward it and watch it disappear? In a quiet village at the edge of a dense forest, there lived an old man known for his wisdom and calm. One evening, seeking solitude and peace, he left his home and walked deep into the woods. The moon was rising slowly, casting pale light through the treetops. The old man found a cave he had once meditated in many years ago. He stepped inside and sat cross-legged, closing his eyes. The air was cool, still, and silent. As night deepened, shadows grew longer on the stone walls. He breathed in slowly, letting his thoughts drift. But when he opened his eyes, something caught his attention. A massive shadow stretched across the cave wall. Its shape was unmistakable. It looked like a tiger crouching, ready to leap. The old man's heart skipped a beat. His breath became shallow. He sat frozen, watching the dark figure on the wall. It didn't move, yet its presence was overwhelming. He thought to himself, "If I stay still, maybe it won't notice me." The shadow's ears were pointed, its body tense. Every detail screamed danger. The forest outside whispered through the wind, but inside the cave, only silence and fear remained. Minutes passed, or perhaps hours. It was impossible to tell. The old man dared not move. He remembered stories from the past, of tigers prowling these hills. His mind began to race. Was this the end? Would he become just another tale told by villagers of someone lost in the woods? But something about the shadow felt strange. It hadn't changed its posture. It didn't breathe. It didn't twitch. The old man squinted, looking harder. He tilted his head just slightly, trying to understand what he was really seeing. The light of the moon shifted gently through a crack above the cave entrance. As it moved, so did the shadow. But oddly, it stretched, warped, then shrank a little. The tiger seemed less fierce now, almost unreal. The old man, still cautious, stood slowly. His legs were stiff from sitting in fear. He took one step forward. The tiger didn't move. He took another. Still nothing. With each step, his fear began to fade, replaced by curiosity. Finally, he reached the back of the cave, where the shadow was cast. There, sitting quietly on a rock, was the true source of the fear. A small stone statue of a cat. Just a cat. Weathered by time, its features worn smooth. The moonlight, hitting it from the side, had projected a monstrous illusion on the wall. The old man chuckled softly, shaking his head. All this fear, he whispered, because of a shadow. He turned to look at the cave wall once more. The tiger was gone. In its place, only the shifting patterns of light and stone. What had once seemed like death itself had vanished in an instant of clarity. He sat down again, this time with a smile on his face. The fear that had held him still was never real. It was imagined, a ghost born from the mind. He began to reflect on how often people sit in the dark, afraid of things that aren't there. Shadows of failure, shadows of judgment, shadows of not being enough. But like the tiger in the cave, many of these fears are projections, illusions shaped by the way we see the world. He had learned something valuable that night. What you fear is often just a part of you misunderstood, exaggerated by your own beliefs and stories. The old man left the cave at dawn. The forest felt lighter. Birds began to sing. Each step back toward the village felt like walking away from a heavy weight. He knew that others would still carry their own shadows, their own imagined tigers, but he also knew he could now guide them, not through advice, but through calm presence. The kind that says, "I've seen the tiger. It wasn't real." And maybe, just maybe, they would believe him. Because sometimes, the most dangerous thing in the world is not what we see, but what we believe about what we see.